All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Unisharks. I'm joined here once again by my co hosts.
Hi.
I You do this every time.
Yeah. I think I'm the only one who just leads in with. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, first order of business, of course, is meme of the week. So, we found one just a few minutes ago that had me rolling. Oh, man. It's like this guy's roommates posted a missing persons photo of him, a whole poster. So it says something like, "Well, this is our roommate, Chad. He's been missing for 12 hours. We think the prime suspect is his girlfriend. He may be wearing the leash she gave him." All this stuff. The reward is like $1.50 and a bag of chips. So great.
It's such a bro moment. I'm so proud of the scene.
It really is. It's heartwarming, almost. So yeah, we'll post a link to an image of that. So, yeah, pretty short, simple, sweet, super funny.
I feel like they could have offered at least a little bit more, but I think that's part of the joke as well.
I would have offered.
Bag of chips. But I guess it depends how big the bag of chips are. If it's like a Costco bag, then yeah, it's pretty good. I take it.
Oh yeah, that's like, how much are those? $10? $5?
Like $5, but it's like they're actually like bags are actually full. They're not like half empty. It's really nice.
Oh, none of that air BS.
Right.
I've always hated that. Like, we put air into the bags now so that the chips stay more intact. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if they're in crumbs. Crab it in.
Right. It's all going to the same place, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's say if I went missing, how much would you guys pay for me?
Well, who has you?
Let's say some girl fell madly in love with me and decided to.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I probably just not. Okay, I'm trying to word this. Oh, that sounds bad too. Well, like kind of like roofie some brownies.
What?
Yeah, just put some knockout drugs and some brownies and just leave it at her door. She'll just eat them. Yeah.
Oh,
Easy. Come in, take you out.
I should probably give them to Kyle. Kyle would eat it.
Well, no, that's why.
Well, we'd probably share it, is what I think would happen. So we're both like semi-conscious since we've both taken like half of the drugs. But either way, we're like easy prey by that point. I'm actually kind of touched that instead of. I'm actually kind of touched that instead of paying for me, you'd actually rather mount a rescue operation.
No.
Well, it'd probably be cheaper.
Yeah, true.
Well, I haven't bought roofies before. I can't say the price and all that.
In second thought, that might be more expensive than the Costco bag.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be easier because those guys are like asking for a reward from back, but they're not putting the factors that they might have to fight the girlfriend that has them. And so I don't know how worth that would be.
I think it depends on how much she has in her purse.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, if she's got like one of those Nokia bricks in there, then forget it. All right, so moving on. I think I'll introduce my topic for discussion for this week. And this week I wanted to talk about something I like to think about a lot. It's just a fun thing to talk about. And it's like, what makes a good villain? And what inspired that for this week was Cruella came out, I think, a week ago. And it's not looking good. Like, I was excited for it because of the trailer, but just the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, this is the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard of. And, it's actually become almost a joke by this point of just how nonsensical it is, and it's actually kind of reignited the debate of what makes a good villain. My sister even showed me a meme of like someone typed out how they would make Gaston a sympathetic villain. They're like, Gaston enters in from stage left. Oh, no one reads like Gaston. And then he discovers his mom is being crushed by a bookcase. He tries to lift it off of her, but he's too weak. And she says, if only you were the size of a barge, Gaston. Cue to Gaston screaming and cut to black. And that's his whole motivation for hating books and wanting to get strong.
Huh, interesting. Generally,
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So, in this particular case, and there are spoilers for the movie, but since it's a pretty bad movie by all accounts, I don't feel that bad about it. So apparently, what happens is Cruella's main motivation for seeking revenge is that the villainess, the evil, the Baroness, I think is what she's called. She has her trio of Dalmatians run up and drop kick Cruella's mom off a cliff because she asked her for money.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
That's so funny. I can't believe it's a real thing.
Yeah. I was like, wait, that can't. Well, I just heard, that she gets knocked off a cliff by Dalmatians. I'm like, oh, that sounds stupid. And then I watched a pitch meeting on it, and they're like, well, wouldn't the Dalmatian go over with her? No, it knows how to drop kick her. They even show it, like jumping, bouncing off of her chest and landing back on the cliff edge. It's just dumb.
I can't believe that made it into the actual like movie. That sounds like something a couple of college students would just come up as a joke.
I know, right?
Yeah,
and like
that sounds kind of like a anime of someone that could turn into a dog, than just like a dog by itself.
Yeah, it almost sounds like just the beginning of a half crime, half comedy anime or something.
Right.
So, but like, I actually read a little bit. There was an interview with one of the writers who apparently also helped write Raya, which, not to be mean, but that kind of explains a few things. And he was saying, well, we knew we had to have a death, but the Disney executives didn't want her to get torn apart by the dogs. So we were like, well, we gotta have the mom get killed off somehow. So I'm reading it thinking, so your solution was drop kicking Dalmatians?
They easily could have had like the dogs corner her instead, and then this like the evil lady or something just pushes her off instead.
Yeah, so that would have immediately within seconds, Hammerhead figured out a better way to carry out that scene than they did.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like, if you did want to go with like, the dog's mauled, there's ways to do it that would let you keep it PG. I mean, one of the James Bond films, the bad guy sets his hunting dogs on his assistant because she betrayed him, but they don't show anything. They just show the dog jumping on her and then they cut away.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, going back to the main topic. Sorry, it's just so fun to make fun of that. Lately, especially with the Avengers games, especially with Endgame and what a great villain Thanos was, it kind of had me thinking about what makes a good villain versus, like, the difference between a scary villain and a sympathetic villain. And someone brought up, it's kind of the difference between Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender and Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, Zuko's a great villain because you understand where he's coming from. You understand his motivation and you actually kind of feel for him. And eventually they turn that sympathy for him into like a full-blown redemption arc that works really well, because by that point we're already kind of rooting for him. But on the flip side, there's Frollo, who's this, pure evil. You understand his motivations, but they're not sympathetic in any way at all. He's just full of himself. Kind of a creep, really. So, but he's still fun to watch because he's scary. He's a scary villain. So I think like it's okay to have a villain that's not sympathetic, who's just pure evil. So they don't all have to have sympathy. Having a sympathetic villain does not equal a complex or interesting villain.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's kind of annoying how it's a trend to have a lot of sympathetic villains. I guess it's kind of like a trendy thing, or it's like the new hip thing to do. But
Yeah.
I was actually watching a video of this YouTube channel called Trope Talks. I'm not sure if you heard of them, but this lady does like a lot of good videos talking about like random tropes and fiction. She talked about like pure evil, and one thing
Oh,
she mentioned about like or what?
is that overly sarcastic productions?
Yes, yeah, that's what the channel's called actually. Yeah, the video series is called Trope Talks. My bad.
Oh yeah, I love that channel. I usually
I know,
watch
right?
their mythological stuff. Good
Yeah, they have a
channel.
lot of fun stuff.
But as you were saying,
But yeah, like she's talking about how like sympathetic villains have their place, but also the reason why a lot of people like pure evil villains is because they're charismatic and they're very like confident in themselves. And
yeah,
the thing that the audience likes to see is like seeing them get unraveled. Like for example, my favorite Disney villain I think is Hades. I think it's because like he's just really hilarious to watch like lose his crap.
yeah.
Like it's
When
just
he has
fun
his
like
temper
watching him.
tantrums.
Yeah, like it's just like really fun watching him just like just lose it. And it's like he's such a charismatic dude, really like full of himself. So it's really fun seeing him just like lose it and just like get really frustrated with what's going on. I think it's a problem with like some. I think that's a problem with sympathetic villains sometimes is because they make you like it's not as enjoyable to watch them fall apart, I guess, or watch them get beaten. Because like pure evil villains are really satisfying to watch them get like brought down.
Yeah, no, it really is. I feel like in its own way, like you're saying that's what makes it fun to watch them. So I guess like another example I can think of would be Emperor Palpatine. Vader is kind of a sympathetic villain. He did all that stuff trying to save his wife. It all blew up in his face, so now he's just angry at everything. But Palpatine's just fun to watch because he's just super powerful and super evil and doesn't give a crap. The
Yeah.
ends justify the means. So that's what makes him fun to fight. Well, fun to watch everywhere he goes.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
For me, it's a kind of little mix. Like when I look at a villain, I kind of want to look at what their goals are first. But not necessarily if they have good goals for a villain, for example. That doesn't mean that they're going to be a good character. It's kind of how those characters act out or with those goals. I thought of Hades as well. Actually, that was one of the first things. Uh, he has goals and he does it in a certain way that it is enjoyable. Even though he is going against the good guy. And then, I mean, I can't think of really one on the top of my head other than kind of like Thanos. Like what his goal is, and then you're seeing all the process of what he's doing and of how he's accomplishing it, and he does it mostly in a good job. Um, I mean, people don't care for the movies, but I think they built him up well enough that like he he knows and understands his goal and actually is able to do it. Other than, I guess, like the Cruella villain, she's going to use ninja dogs, apparently,
Yeah.
to complete her goals.
Yeah. And I mean, talking about Thanos, part of what makes him interesting is just that he has a good goal. It's just he takes an ends justify the means approach to it, and that ends up being really horrific.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think the reason why a lot of people are going for sympathetic villains is because um, poorly written pure evil villains is like they don't really give them a good enough motivation. Like sometimes there's like, oh, let's just make them bad for the sake of being bad. But like they
Yeah.
can still like be bad. You can still like understand their motives, but you still can't agree with it. Like for example, Frollo, like he isn't just being bad for the sake of being bad. He's just doing it because he has desires and he wants to he has desires like a regular person, and all that, rather than like, oh, let's just do it for money and power type of thing.
Yeah, like at first he thinks he's doing God's work, and then it becomes, oh, I met this amazing girl, and I just gotta have her, kind of thing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
an obsession really.
Oh yeah.
But so my question going off that. So would you count like the alien to be a villain, or would that just be more of just an antagonist?
Oh, good point.
Xenomorph?
Yeah, because I mean they're just following their nature, and so I don't know if they would count as villains per se, but more just antagonistic creatures toward the cast.
Yeah, I probably would say that too,
Hmm.
because I mean, put yourself in the alien's shoe. Like, you just get born, you're born, and then all of a sudden the first thing you see is a bunch of aliens trying to kill you. So you're
Yeah,
gonna fight back.
yeah.
And
Why didn't they just like feed it? You know, pet it, put it in a kennel.
What would you do, dude?
they
I
could
know,
have
I know.
They popped out like,
they could have just
"I'll let you know,
rehabilitated
baby."
it.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, they're
That'd
gonna
be
get
kind of a fun comic.
Good fanfic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, they're gonna come out with a movie on that now. Sympathetic xenomorphs. They're just misunderstood creatures. No,
I think
actually,
I have a theory though about the xenomorphs, because like they all have like genetic memory, so they all remember everything they had in the past. And apparently, in Alien Covenant, the very first xenomorph is like attacked by some humans. So
oh
like ever
really?
since then, it has like a grudge against people because its very first memory that's carried down to every single xenomorph is like humans trying to kill it.
That
Huh.
would make sense. It's kind of like crows. Well, they remember people that are mean to them.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. So there's a story about a dog, like stray dog that got kicked by a guy, so it came back later with a small, like all of its buddies, and chewed up his car.
Oh yeah, yeah, that actually happens.
Yeah, there's actual photos
Crazy.
of it. Yeah, I think going off what you were saying, I think it would count more as an antagonist because if I remember right, an antagonist is more just something that opposes the protagonist. It's not necessarily something straight out evil, just an obstacle. So, like you were saying, the xenomorphs aren't evil; they just have instincts
Yeah.
and possibly a genetic grudge.
Have you
Actually,
guys
since we're
ever
talking about
seen
the
Life?
state in the what?
The movie Life?
No.
Oh, heard about it.
Yeah, I started watching it. It's kind of funny because the premise of the movie is that they find this alien organism on Mars and they're studying it, and like everything's going really well with the alien, but then the scientists decide to zap it. So as soon as they zap it, it just goes crazy and starts killing everybody. So people are like, I feel for the alien because like imagine like being woken up from a deep coma and like the first thing you feel is like some aliens poking you and like zapping you. It's like it's throwing like a temper tantrum for being woken up.
Yeah, it goes from like curiosity and how do you do to let's do this mother effers and like doesn't it like jump down someone's throat and dissolve their insides or something?
I don't know, I haven't gone that far yet. I just watched a video talking about it.
What
Oh
movie is
shoot,
it?
sorry.
Life?
Life?
Yeah.
Not like the Life cereal or Lifesavers.
Dang
Yeah, it's called Life. Bro.
it. Bro.
Why didn't we
uh,
watch it when we lived together?
I know, right? I kind of forgot it was a thing. I saw trailers for it and I kind of forgot about it.
well, I just read some reviews saying it was kind of meh, so I just didn't think about it after that.
Yeah.
So it could have been fun to watch for the three of us.
It has Ryan Reynolds in it and
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I'm really surprised this movie like flew under my radar. Like I'm looking at it now and I'm like, dang, this is like my shiz, Like I love like
My
science
shit.
fiction, I love horror, so why did I watch this? But yeah.
oh, and you've watched The Thing with us, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching a video about that lately. That's another interesting thing because they were talking about its motivation, whether it's instinctual or whether, it has some higher reason for acting the way it does. Apparently, someone wrote a short story from the perspective. So it's not canon, but it's very, I guess, highly regarded in the fandom.
Oh, really? Is it like a fanfic or?
Yeah, and I've actually read it, and it is very good. Like, it's fantastic, and just the way it explains it. Of course, it's non-canon, but the way it explains it is the thing sees itself as like a missionary and a soldier, and I guess kind of like a galvanizer of life. When it comes to Earth, it sees humans, and it's like, oh, look at them. They're just trapped in these stiff, finite forms, but I can free them, sort of thing.
Huh.
So, and each time it absorbs somebody, it talks about it. I think it calls it a taking its Sabbath or something like that. So it's almost like a religious devotion. Like, it thinks this is its purpose in life, is to join everything under one banner, kind of like the flood, I guess, from Halo. There can't be any conflict if everybody's on the same side.
That's true. That's interesting. I have to check it out.
Yeah. Now, if you look up the thing, like the wiki, then you should be able to find a link.
Nice.
But moving on, I think Lemon had a topic for us. I think that's what you're about to.
So this last couple of weeks, I've discovered this new YouTuber called Mr. Ballin. He's a He's a retired Marine. I almost said returned missionary, but he's a retired Marine, and he's now started a career of telling scary stories on the internet. Really cool stuff. You should check him out. But anyways, I was really curious because he's talking about a lot of true crime and true stories. And it's kind of crazy how sometimes truth could be stranger than fiction. And I was also thinking about noticed this new trend where true crime has gotten really popular, especially among women. It seems like whenever I get into true crime, it seems like a lot of women are really into it, or the ones talking about it. And I was thinking that's really interesting and see what you guys' thoughts are on about that.
I'm kind of curious about it too, because I mean, you both remember when we watched Ted Lasso, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of subtly brought up in that, because when I forget his name, but the angry soccer player is getting his calves massaged, and his soon-to-be girlfriend shows up. He's like, "Oh, did you want to wait so we can talk in private?" And he says, "Oh no, don't worry about her. She's just listening to true crime podcasts." And you hear her saying, "Oh my goodness, so young," in the background, all this stuff. But that's an interesting story. I mean, I have 4 older sisters, so I wish I could say I knew why that is, because I even see that in them. Like, one of my sisters absolutely loves Criminal Minds. I think she watched the entire series on Netflix. Well, that might have to do with the fact that she's she's training to become a cop. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting though. Why is it mostly women?
I've heard one lady, I think it was the Trash Taste podcast, the Anime Man's girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but she's really into it. And her explanation was it's so that women could be prepared for when they meet up with creeps, or know how to
Oh no.
you know what I mean, type of thing. It's because women are of course men are targeted too, and a lot of these true crime stuff, but women are prime or targets for serial killers and all that. So I feel women might be into it because they want to know what to avoid, I guess.
Yeah, that's really sad though. It's rooted in paranoia. That's really sad.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad for them.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I don't know. That probably is true for a good amount of them, but I always end up seeing them, depending on which one they're watching or something. But they always find the murderer attractive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
It's totally weird. I don't know. I think they're also just like to be a murderer themselves.
I mean that kind of thing where you like look at someone and just innocently think, I wonder how I would murder them and get away with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just kind of built into women. No, I'm joking.
Very careful
I,
there.
Savage creatures.
I mean, to be honest, some of them that I do know that watch it, I can see them kind of going down that route. Um, well, I'm not going to mention names because they will target me. But I don't know. I think it's also that, yeah, it's just that curiosity. I'm not into murders, but okay, this is going to sound really weird, but I'm into bodies and
You're into what?
bodies.
Bodies.
Just
Yeah,
body.
yeah. And so, like,
Like
seeing the,
autopsies and all that
yeah.
type of stuff.
No, no,
Sorry,
no, no.
there's no possible way to make that sound natural.
But like,
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
interested in like the injuries and stuff like that.
okay.
Yeah, because I have worked in a setting with people with injuries, but it's usually from after surgeries, or it was an injury that they went to get checked out, and then they just going through the process of keeping it clean.
Yeah.
And
So for
so,
you, it's
like,
oh,
uh
so for you, it's more of kind of like a clinical, medical sort of interest.
yeah, 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 because it's like I've seen people's bones, and not like dead people's bones. Okay, I have seen dead people's bones, but like I've seen bones of people that are alive, and it's just very interesting. But yeah, it's definitely more clinical perspective. I'm not a murderer. I'm not into what is it called? The necro.
Necrophilia.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm not into that. Thank you.
Mm.
But
Or did
yeah,
they
no, it's
let
definitely.
or did they let you into the surgery ward? Was that
No, no. So on our
You work
campus,
with cadavers, right?
yeah, we had cadavers. But in the first clinic I was at, I um observed. I did help one or two of them, patients of people that were getting their wounds cleaned and taken care of so that they heal properly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I don't have any fetish or anything with that stuff.
Good to hear.
That's not
Another
my fetish. Sorry, go ahead.
another thought I just had is like I wonder if like women are just more into like psychology or like understanding like the psychology behind people. So I wonder if that's another reason why women tend to be more interested because they're interested in the psychology behind criminals and all that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I would definitely say that as well.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, sorry. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, I think we can all agree, maybe even been proven that women just in general are more predisposed to be sympathetic. Like they're just more naturally empathetic than men are for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely true.
but for both male and female viewers of those type of shows, I would definitely say everyone does have an interest of how they figure it out.
Oh yeah. Like
Just like with any crime shows, is like, how do the good guys catch the bad guy? This is a weird, crazy case. How are they going to do it? I think you can. It's interesting, at least, to see their process.
yeah, the mystery of it.
Yeah, until you get into like the shows where they find the murderer's reflection on the nail in the license plate, and then they just zoom in and it has perfect resolution. And like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah,
it kind of goes
some
back to how truth is sometimes stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's my topic. We could go over to you, Hammerhead, and see if you have what topic you have for us today.
So I don't know. I guess it's more lighthearted than what you guys are talking about, or it could be a lot weirder than what you guys are talking about. So Mako here, he apparently did not know about this. But you're the one that's busy out of all of us. So Samsung put out. Oh goodness. Well, actually, I don't know if it was Samsung themselves, but at least either them or someone else got un not unlicensed, but not to the public knowledge pictures of a virtual assistant that was going to be for Samsung, and everyone just calls it or Sam.
Okay.
And they kind of made her like anime waifu-ish looking, and Twitter and just the internet just went crazy.
Oh, I bet.
So you two know about Lady Dimitrescu, right?
The
Oh
Resident
yeah.
Evil lady, right?
Yeah, like people have already dropped her when they put out Sam. It's like they totally switched.
That's the way it
But
works.
yeah, yeah, and it's just crazy because oh goodness, there's been so many videos and memes about artists drawing her scantily, I guess you could say. Um, People like obsessing over her. There's already like a Twitter account for her, not run by Samsung, but by just random people.
Of course.
And I give it about like 2 more weeks, unless Samsung actually replies before it dies out. But yeah, it's kind of going crazy. Any questions?
So then
I
this
bet
is
Samsung planned on
Okay.
purpose. I bet.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. They might have. Samsung might have done it on purpose. I mean, there's been articles of people saying it was fake, or not fake. Something that
Planned.
they threw out that they weren't actually going to use.
Oh, hmm.
But
That would be
anyways,
really
Mako, you're saying
disappointing.
something.
Oh, this was recent then.
Yeah, yeah, about like 2.5 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you first mentioned it to me, I was assuming it was like something from a few years ago, like Taybot.
Um, so I don't know how old the files are. Like, did they actually just make her and then it just got leaked out? Or was it something that was been planned in 2020? I don't know.
Hmm,
But
interesting.
another fun thing is people weren't sure of her um,
Her gender.
yeah, her gender or which genitalia she had. Because there's also a screenshot of someone saying the virtual assistant and his, and people are like, "Oh no!"
Oh yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
really know
looking at
much
the
about it. I've just seen memes about it.
but
I'm looking
I
at
don't really
the
know much about
uh,
it, but I just know that there's a bunch of memes about it, and I really like the memes where it's like she's reacting to like people saying or reacting to like the Rule 34 of it.
yeah,
uh I love when they do stuff like that.
like
I think
what?
like reactions of the characters. I think about a week or two ago, they actually IGN had the voice actress for Lady Dimitrescu.
Oh
Like,
really?
yeah, they had her read through comments from people about Lady Dimitrescu.
Oh
No, no,
no!
no,
Oh, that
no.
poor lady.
She was professional the whole time. She was fantastic. And so in the comments,
Yeah.
oh no, oh
That's so.
Oh
Oh,
goodness.
that's too bad.
yeah.
I don't want any voice actor to go through that. So kind of going off that same idea. I was going through the Instagram pages of all the Samsungs. There's like Samsung USA, the Samsung UK, or something like that. And I was checking like the most recent posts to see if there was any news. Was this thing real or not? And there's this one, and it's just a bunch of comments of people going, "Bow wow, arf arf arf."
What?
Just barking noises. I couldn't handle it.
Oh goodness.
I'll share this. I'll share the screenshot with you guys.
Oh,
wonder if
goodness.
she's gonna. I wonder if she's gonna channel like Tay. You know, like this is in the hands of the internet for less than 24 hours, and she became a racist. Oh, racist is the given, but she became a Nazi.
The internet corrupted her.
Yeah, really fast.
Yeah, I remember this one meme I saw where like Thanos wanted to kill half the universe, but then Ultron wanted to kill like all of humanity after being on the internet for like less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
So yeah, like he's on the internet, decide all of it need to go.
yeah. Let's see.
That's probably how the
Where's
AI is
Sam
going
at?
to kill us all.
What?
The internet
Where
thinks
is
that we
she?
all deserve to die.
Yeah. The internet is like the collective best and worst of humanity.
Mako, can you see the screenshot?
Yeah.
Would-
Where is
would-
she? Bark, bark, woof, woof, woof.
Yeah, would you like to read the comments?
Yeah. It's Samsung Mobile USA. Improve your gift with this quick tip for dropping gifts into text chats. And the responses are, where's Sam at though? Where is the assistant? Woof, woof, bark. Oni emojis. Shiba new emojis. We just want the assistant, not tips. Where my girl Sam? Where is she? Bark, bark, woof, woof. Oh, bark.
Oh my gosh. Did you take the screenshot, Mako? Or not Mako, Hammerhead?
Yeah, I did myself. I took it and I shared it around. It was really fun.
Oh my gosh.
So if any of my followers are listening, they've seen all the memes I've shared in my story about what's happening, and hopefully no one thinks I'm obsessed. I'm just gonna go with the moment. It's really funny.
I'm not obsessed. I just want you all to be aware of what's going on.
Yep.
My goodness. This is why we
So-
have the
When I
internet.
first, oh yeah. When I first saw pictures of Sam, I thought like she was a new Overwatch character or something.
Would to God that were the case.
So I can believe that actually.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Hammerhead, you should make a meme out of this. I think it might blow up. Like just copy paste her into an Overwatch poster.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I have the editing. I might be able to. I'll see.
Maybe commission someone on Fiverr or something.
Oh, that's true.
Come pay someone to do the voice lines.
Oh goodness.
Oh, that would actually be really crazy. Yeah, I mean, too bad VR chat's not as popular as it was before. Because she probably already be in it.
Yeah.
Same with Lady Dimitrescu.
We need to bring VR chat back. It was too much. It was way too much fun watching videos of it.
It's so chaotic.
Yeah, it was. It was just chaotic.
The freaking
It was
Kermit
kind of
one.
like a good one. I know, right? I'm
Or
going
the-
Kermit suicide.
the people that organized a little teddy bear parade. So they just say, "Hey guys, watch this, watch this," and they'd all come spilling out of the portal with the music playing.
Oh, the little cats.
Oh, were they cats?
Yeah, they're little cats.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man. Oh, and Ugandan Knuckles.
Yep, you got
That was
Knuckles. It
interesting.
blew up there.
He's actually the mayor of my town in Metopia.
Wait, what? For real?
Yeah. I found him in the list of me's. I was like, yeah, we gotta have Ugandan Knuckles.
Oh god.
I wish I could change his dialogue.
Can't believe that was 2018.
I know. We're so old now.
2018 was a fun year.
That was a really fun year.
It was. It was great. All right. Well, that's everything that you guys wanted to add. I guess we're finished for this week's episode.
All right. Thanks you all for joining. It was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us again. We'll see you all again next week. And I think who's going to be hosting next week? Is it Hammer?
Nope, it's Lemon.
Oh, Lemon. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We were talking about that earlier. So look forward to that.
The Zesty Lemon returns.
The Zesty Lemon.
I don't know why I said that. That's the first thing that came in my head.
No, that was good. That was fun. All right. Well, we'll see you all then.
Bye.